A new way this Memorial Day weekend to honor our servicemen and women. Hero Cards has just launched. Think baseball trading cards, but featuring service members and their stories. The goal in part to target a new and younger generation and to keep these stories alive for generations to come. The new venture is the brainchild of retiring State Senator Dale Kooyenga, an Iraq War veteran himself, and his business partner Craig Dumais. Both are joining us here on set today. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Well, why don't you go ahead, Craig? We'll start with you. Just kind of explain what this is.
Well, at its core, it's a way, as you explained, to focus on those who never made it home. We tend to do that on Memorial Day to some extent, but I think throughout the year, as Americans, we need to understand that we've been given a great gift, and that didn't just happen. It came at a high cost. So we want to highlight the stories of those who made the ultimate sacrifice, and we're being very careful for it not to be an obituary site. It's not reports about their death. It's more a celebration of these people who were willing to put their lives on the line for our freedoms.
Senator, why do you think it's important for the younger generation to understand this? I know you've said in the past they might not even know a veteran.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, I personally know people that did not come home from combat. And, you know, in generations past, there was most Americans knew someone who died for our country in combat. And so that personal experience gave them a certain appreciation for our country and our values, because they knew these were amazing people, mostly young people, amazing young people that died for our country. So, you know, I thought about a lot about this in many different contexts, and I want Americans to see, especially younger generations, I want them to see the faces, the names, the stories of these remarkable people. So like as Craig said, this isn't a sad thing. This is more to highlight that we're a diverse nation with great values and principles that were fought for by amazing individuals. And so that's what we're doing, is we're, you know, tangibly showing, like, people need to touch this, see it, feel it, and then also go online and hear more about their story. And so that's where the idea came from, and we think that people are yearning for good stories about America's history.
And it has nothing to do with politics.
Nothing to do with politics at all. We, in many parts of my life, I think being an Army officer is one example. There's been parts of my life where it's like, this is my political part of my life, and I believe there's parts of our life where we don't bring politics in. We're not going to put a D or R on the card because it doesn't matter. These are Americans, right? And this isn't a political effort at all. It's simply just an effort to celebrate America, which transcends politics.
And Craig, what's your vision for this? Do you hope that kids are out there really trading these cards? Do they collect them? What do you want to see maybe a year from now?
I think we're focused more on the collecting than the trading, and we are taking great pains to make all the cards available all the time, because we don't really, this is a little different than baseball cards where you know, you can kind of keep these people at a distance. This is more reverential toward those who gave so much. So a lot of the families, I think, would be troubled by the idea of trading their loved ones. So we're thinking of them more as collector cards, where it's sort of like over time collecting entries in like a textbook. But they're in a nicer form, and they're in a nice format, and you can go online and see the stories there.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people don't read, a lot of younger people too don't read a lot of books, nonfiction books about history. I'm a big reader. I love to read, especially nonfiction books. And to me, I'm a father of 4 kids, and I was thinking about a way that I can have my kids learn and fall in love with these Americans as well as I have over 20 plus years of reading nonfiction books. So that's really at the heart of it too, is very different than like other cards that may be in this format, is that we're bringing a format to individuals that may not be big readers, but it's something they can still read in more of a brief fashion. You know, you're in media, so you know they read very quickly, but there's a shorter story on the back of the cards. And then for those that really capture your attention, you go online, you can read a much longer story.
And I did see that this is a for-profit company, so why not make it non-for-profit?
Yeah, so Wisconsin has this really cool new organization, business formation that is now in, I think, 30 different states. It's called the Benefit Corporation. So what that is, it has a not-for-profit purpose, but also is taxed and formed like a for-profit company. So it's kind of a blend of those two. And the reason is we share proceeds with this with a bunch of not-for-profits, like the Honor Flight, Project Echelon, And so what we'd like to do is that this will not compete with those not-for-profits, but we want to create a revenue stream that we could actually then share with not-for-profits. And so that's why we have an investor that invested in this. And the goal is to partner with these not-for-profit, which we've already partner with them, and then share a portion of the proceeds with them.
And Craig, considering this is Memorial Day weekend, I mean, what do you want to say to people out there just in context of the weekend?
And I think early on, Dale's vision for this was spot on. And you know, taking a look at Memorial Day, we all like to enjoy the start of summer. We like to kick back with family and grill some bratwurst. And to take a moment to just reflect on why you're free to do that. If this can go beyond Memorial Day, the nice thing about Hero Cards and membership and all that is that every month you're reminded of it again, not just on one day out of the year, but each month you get another set of stories of real people with real families, and they have real stories. So it's a good way to not always dwell on it, but to always be reminded that the freedoms you enjoyed came at a high cost, and there's someone to thank for that.
All right. I think that's a good note to end on, sharing those important stories. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, a final note from me.